Well, hello. If you're someone that watches my channel on a regular basis, you'll know that I haven't really produced any significant videos, any long-length videos, for well over a month. I'll put out a little snippet here or there, but with a short of things I've been doing. But I had told those that are part of my community that I would be going on a road trip, and that's what I did. This video is about the road trip. Actually, it was way too much fun, way too long to be able to put into one video, and so this is the intro video for the road trip. I did share it with people that follow my live a little bit last week, and now I'm going to actually put it in a series of videos, a playlist, so to speak, of the various shops and things that I did on the road trip. So this first road trip is just going to be an overview of where I went and the territory I covered during the actual driving of the road trip, who I visited, and a little bit about each of those people without a whole lot. So I'll start out the video with the overview of the road trip, and I'll talk a little bit about each stop. And then what I plan on doing is releasing individual videos of the various shops that I visited on the road trip. So with that, let's go ahead and get started, and let me go through the overview of where I went on this trip. Okay, to start out my trip, here's the map. What you see here is all of these various dots on the map are places where I stopped. So you can see I stopped over 20 places along the road trip. I was gone for almost 4 weeks to the day, just a couple days shy of that. And so what I did was I rented a car so I wouldn't put all the mileage on my car. And when I checked in with the car, they registered 6,360 miles, 6,360 miles on this road trip. So let me walk you through this. Started out here in San Diego, and from San Diego I went to this first stop, which was Lordsburg, New Mexico. Now in Lordsburg, New Mexico, the only reason I stopped there was I got tired of driving because it had been a long trip by this time. From Lordsburg I went to Fort Stockton, Texas. I stopped there to spend the night as a place overnight between where I wanted to go to April Wilkerson's place in Canyon Lake, Texas, and I wanted to see the old fort. So I got to see a little bit of the old fort while I was there. That was enjoyable. From Fort Stockton then, I went ahead to April Wilkerson's place. For those of you that are April Wilkerson's fans, you'll see I'm wearing a Chop Chop Get To It shirt that I picked up at April Wilkerson's woodshed there in Canyon Lake, Texas. That was my third stop. I was able to visit there, but I was not able to actually visit with April herself. She was out doing projects. I did get the shirt, got the merch, been to the place, got the t-shirt, as they say, logo on the back. After that, I went to several other wood shops, but she was the first wood shop that I actually got to stop by. After April's shop, the next day, I got to travel to Austin, Texas, find a hotel, and then go over and visit probably the most interesting shop tour of the visit. And that will be my next video, is this tour. I got to go to El Campo, Texas, and visit Drapela Works, or Ryan Drapela, who also runs the YouTube channel CIC, or Cutting It Close. He does a lot of cool stuff, and the video of his shop tour is probably the most interesting of the shop tours because it's the largest and he's so active. So that's where I headed off to next. After going to Ryan's shop there at Drapela Works, I headed up to the Vectric User Group Meeting for 2024. That was a 3-day meeting held in Round Rock, Texas, which is really Austin, Texas, as they advertised it. I went there for 3 days, learned quite a bit, had some interesting discussions with the people at Vectric and other users of the software. I had a great time there, fantastic time meeting people, and sure glad that I went there. I'm not sure how much I'll share from the actual user group meeting. I'll explore my notes again and see what else I want to share in another video, but at this time, this is just the tour. So spent 3 days there, met a bunch of wonderful people, and then I went to another shop, a shop run by a gentleman named Caleb White in Pflugerville, Texas. He's well-known in Instagram for his wood inlays and some other projects he does. And so I was having a great tour with him, and I do have some video clips of him I'll show in this playlist after Drapela. While in the area, I also took a tour of the maker space there in Austin. It's a huge maker space. All kinds of things from woodworking, metalworking, quilting, leatherworking, you name it. It was absolutely beautiful, and I will try to put some videotape on that so you guys can see what a gorgeous makerspace he has there. And that was all through a friend of mine who also belongs to the San Diego Fine Woodworkers Association and the Make splits his time because of having grandchildren there in Austin. And so he goes back and forth between San Diego and Austin, and he took the time to give me a fantastic tour. So I'll try to put some video clips of that together in this playlist because I think people would be interested in all the stuff they have at that makerspace. After getting done in the Austin area, I went ahead and took a trip up to visit my family. I have a nephew that lives in Arlington, Texas, him, his wife, and 2 children. I haven't seen them in a couple years, and so I took the opportunity to visit there. And once that visit was done, I went to Dexter, Texas, to visit a friend named Steve Russell, who's part of the Lindsay CNC group. He gave me a great tour of their makerspace. I'll call it a makerspace. They may call it something else. It's a woodworking shop. They have several different spaces in their retirement community, and it was laid out very nice, and I appreciated the tour. And so as you can see, there are going to be several shop videos in this playlist as I build them out over the next few weeks. So you probably want to make sure, if you like these shop videos, to subscribe to the channel so that you get notified when they're out. Hit subscribe and that all bell, and you will get notified when the future videos come out in this playlist. From Dexter, Texas, after that shop tour, I went to Amarillo, Texas, and visited a friend of mine, Jake Thompson. I've known him for quite a while. He was instrumental in me deciding to purchase the Laguna IQ back in 2017, 2018. I was looking for CNC and not sure what I wanted, and so I was following Jake's channel, and he'd had a Laguna, and he was going through what he liked and the pros and cons. And after watching his video and doing some other research, I decided to get it. His company is Northside Custom Crafts. He's known for, long-standing, is Saturday morning cartoons, where every Saturday morning Jake shares his knowledge with pin blank making with epoxy, other blank making with epoxy, lots of epoxy information shared there. He's an expert in that field, and it's well worth your time, if you have open time on Saturday mornings, to go check out his channel, Saturday Morning Cartoons, and I'll put a link in the video description of this video so you can link right up to it for his Saturday morning YouTube show. I'll also do that for all the other YouTube creators that are in this tour video. The next stop on this road trip after visiting Jake was to go to Stratton, Colorado, and visit my friend Andy Johnson. Some of you may remember Andy from previous Vectric meetings. He was the one that did presentations in San Diego on wood inlays and has got a reputation for being able to do that. I went up there and saw his shop in Colorado. The next 5 stops were all associated with family and friends, so I'm not going to talk about that too much in this video, but it was basically family and friends covering territories from Billings, Montana, Hope Falls, Idaho, up to Port Angeles, Washington, where my son works as a sous chef in a resort kitchen. And after I got done visiting my son, I stopped in Dexter, Oregon, and visited a friend, Lucky Warwick, who is a fellow woodworker, and I met him through Lindsay's CNC group. He has a very nice shop, and I thought I'd share some of his shop with you. It's in an old barn. Following my visit with Lucky, I went and visited with Lindsay from Lindsay's CNC fame. I Didn't get a chance to go to Mark's shop because he was in the middle of some renovations and things, and we decided to meet at the Black Bear Diner. It was Mark, Lindsay, and his wife Linda. It was a nice visit. From there, I went to San Jose to visit cousins and more family. From there, I went to Paso Robles to visit another woodworker, Jeffrey Hewitt, who has a very nice shop, and Jeff and I have a history together of both being in the nuclear Navy, so we shared some good stories, and after that I headed on home, and that wrapped up 4 weeks. So in wrapping this all together, let me pop up all the places I visited on the map so you can see them. And as you can see, it was 20 places that I visited over 4 weeks. Like I said, it was just shy of 2 days. I had too much fun, but look forward to the videos on the individual shops. I think you'll enjoy those. With that, have a great day. Until we meet in this medium again, I hope you get a chance to go out and make some sawdust. I'm really looking forward to sharing the shop videos with you. Remember, if you want to know when they're going to come out, make sure you're subscribed with the all notifications turned on. Until we meet back in this medium, wishing you the best.